Once upon a time, in a magical forest where the brightest star sent its light to the earth, there lived a curious girl named Alice. She had a small blue ribbon in her hair that looked so bright it could even change the wind's direction. Alice was not an ordinary girl. Every morning she woke up dreaming of a new adventure, coloring the world with her imagination. But that morning was not like any other day, because a soft light was coming from the old stone well in her garden. This light was not an ordinary light. It shone like gold and spread tiny sparkles around it. Alice wanted to find out what this mystery was. She felt both curious and a little excited. As she walked toward the well, the world around her seemed enchanted. Colors were brighter, bird songs sounded like music, and even the flowers were shaking softly, as if showing her the way. Little circles of light appeared on the ground, glowing under her feet with every step, then floating up and disappearing. When Alice leaned over the edge of the well, the stones under her feet suddenly started to glow like gold. In the blink of an eye, she found herself in another world. This world was more beautiful than anyone could imagine. There were islands made of clouds, giant balloon fish floating in the sky, and winds that smelled like chocolate. Alice first crossed a rainbow bridge. Each step made a different sound, and melodies filled the air. Then she entered a forest made of soft cotton. The trees had branches of candy and shiny crystal leaves. When the crystals touched each other, they made soft ringing sounds like little bells. At the end of the forest, there was a golden door, and when Alice opened it, a brand new adventure began. In front of her stretched a huge canyon. In the sky, there were moving stone bridges. Below her shone rivers of lava, and fireflies flew everywhere. The bridges appeared and disappeared, changing places every moment. Alice held her breath as she walked, because one wrong step could send her into the red light of the lava below. The wind played with her hair, and her heartbeat felt louder and louder. Every stone she stepped on glowed for a moment, showing her where to go next. Finally, she reached the other side and stood in front of a giant crystal mountain. It looked as if it was hiding the heart of the world inside. When Alice touched the mountain, thousands of butterflies flew from its top. They filled the sky with the most colorful lights Alice had ever seen. At that moment, a soft glow from the crystals carried Alice to another journey. This time, she found herself on a giant water lily, slowly floating on a huge lake. The water was as clear as glass, and glowing starfish danced under the surface. As the water moved, their lights reflected in the sky, making it look like the lake and the sky had become one. The lily took her to a small island in the middle of the lake. The island was covered with thousands of tiny lights, and in the center stood a shining treasure chest. When Alice opened it, she did not find gold or jewels. Inside were colorful seeds. The seeds floated up into the air and turned into stars, flying to the sky. Right before her eyes, thousands of new stars were born. Alice understood that in this world, every adventure created new light, new hope. The lake glowed brightly as the lights danced, shining together with the tiny lamps of the island. With one last flash of light, Alice found herself back in her garden. The well no longer glowed, but the night sky looked much brighter, because Alice had added new stars to the sky with her adventures. She smiled, looked up, and whispered, "Maybe one day again."